So many times you wonder, okay, I need to get my life together. I'm going to start planning. I'm going to use a planner. But then a couple of weeks later, we forget all about the planner. And then we wonder why we're not organized. We wonder why things aren't working out. We're wondering, do I have an appointment tonight? Or is it tomorrow? You know what? Is next week? What's today's date again? Right? So those are the questions that we ask normally if we don't have a planner of some sort. So in today's episode on the Mompreneur Life podcast, I am discussing, do you need a planner? Like, that's it. Like, I know plenty of times you probably questioned it, right? Do you really need a planner? So in today's episode, I'm going over a couple of things to help you decide if you need a planner or not. All right? So just keep listening to today's episode. So, as you know, in the beginning of each episode, I like to give you two things, okay? Just two, not much more. Okay, so the two things I am going to give you today is a mom win and a mom struggle. Because, as moms, sometimes we have those wins and we want to tell the world, and sometimes we have those struggles where we vow to not tell anyone, or we just can't believe we are struggling that bad. I'm just saying. Okay, so the first mom win for me is I have truly been consistent with my planner. Like, I think I found planner peace, meaning I found a planner or I put together a planner that actually works for me and my lifestyle. So what happens is a lot of times we find these planners and we start using it and we realize it doesn't work for you, so then you give up the whole planner thing. But I think I'm close, or I have received planner peace, and I am happy about it because I have been writing in my planner every day because I have a daily section. So in my daily section, I'm writing out like what I'm doing throughout the day in certain time blocks. So time blocking has truly been helping me. And my mom's struggle is we are still potty training, y'all. Like, still potty training. This is like a really tough battle with this whole potty training thing. So if you have any tips, make sure you leave them down in the comments or hit me up on IG with the tips because, child, it is not working. I'm telling you now, the girl is struggling over here. I am truly struggling. All right, so let's get into today's episode of Do You Actually Need a Planner? So, if you have asked yourself these questions, okay, let me know if you have asked yourself these questions. All you gotta do is nod as I'm talking, okay? If you nod yes to any of these questions, you might need a planner. I'm just saying. First one, have you been productive without one? Without a planner, have you been productive? So in that question, if you said no, then you might need one. Next question, have you missed any important dates or don't fully know what date an appointment is? You ever had the question, okay, the appointment is on the 3rd, I think. It should be on the 3rd. Or the next holiday or my next day off, I think is the 9th. No, the 9th is a Sunday. Wait, it was today. I think today's Tuesday. Yeah, it might be Tuesday. No, it is not Tuesday. We're not having tacos today. But wait, are we having tacos this week? So if you have been going through any of those thoughts, first of all, that is how my mind works. Okay, without my planner. It kind of just goes into like this, I don't know, like an avalanche or like a snowball. It goes from one thing, one struggle to like something totally different, right? So I went from my off day to what day is today? Wait, are we having tacos this week? And then, yeah. And then it goes to, what did we eat last night? Wait, did we eat last night? Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. We had that, what was it again? It might have been barbecue chicken. No, I don't remember taking any chicken out. Right? Like, y'all, I know I am not the only one. You went from one thing to figuring out what you ate the night prior. Like, I know I am not the only one that does that. And if I am, oh well. But in my case, all I have to do now is refer back to my planner. Because in my planner, I keep track of the rooms I need to clean, what we're going to eat for dinner, any appointments, any days off. I keep track of my freelance business. I keep track of my content I'm going to put out on YouTube. Okay. And I also keep track of my goals. So currently I am using a new system. It's called the HB as in boy 90 system. It's from a female on YouTube. I don't want to mess up her name, but her channel is called Heart Breathings. That's where the HB come from. And the 90 is for 90 days. So you're goal planning for 90 days. And I've also read the book, The 12-Week Year. So I incorporated things from the 12-week year with her system that she came up with and she created a planner for. I put those together. So now I have goal setting in my planner as well. So if you're trying to keep up with your goals or you need a better system as far as handling your goals, you might want to check that out. But, okay, I know when it comes to planner life, it is not for everyone. Like, let's be real, some people cannot keep up with a planner. But I also need you to understand there are so many different types of planners. So what I'm going to do right now is give you a couple of tips to help you keep up with your planner if you feel as if you're not a planner person. One, create a alarm in your phone to make sure that you schedule time to plan. Okay, just a reminder. Oh, right now I need to be writing in my planner what I plan to do this week. So it could be on Saturday or Sunday, and you plan for the upcoming week. And then every morning you make it your business to look in your planner. Yet again, it could be part of your morning routine. All right. So I do have an episode on morning routine, so make sure you check that out. It will be down in the description or the show notes, depending on where you're watching this or where you're listening to this episode. Okay. So another thing, when it comes to keeping up with the planner, you have to remember sometimes simple is better, but on the same note, sometimes simple does not work for you. So I realized the simple planners does not work for me. I need a planner that have different sections of my life. So you might want to try different types of planners. I know after a while it can be tiring finding different type of planners, or it's just get tiring after a while looking for the right planner for you. And next thing you know, it's halfway through the year and you still don't have a good planning system. But you have to find what works for you. And my last tip for staying consistent in a planner is if you don't want to use a paper planner, you can always use a digital planner. Etsy have a lot of digital planners. A lot. Okay? So, like I was saying, when it comes to a planner, I know it's not for some people, but I noticed though, like, it be the same people that don't even know what today is. That say, "Oh, I don't keep a planner." They don't know what they have to do for the day. They don't know where they are in their goals. They don't know what they're planning to even eat for dinner. So that's why I realized people that say, "Oh, I don't really keep up with planners," or "I'm not a planner person." That's normally right after, like, okay, what am I going to eat for dinner again? You know what I mean? So I wouldn't view it as being a planner person. I'm viewing it as being an organized person. So when it comes to planning, having a planner, I truly believe everyone need one at some capacity. Even if you keep track of important dates in your Google Calendar, that is still you creating some type of planner that suits you. So when it comes to do you need one? Oh, I always tell people, yes, you do. Okay? I'm not saying it has to be as robust as mine because I think currently my planner has about 7 sections and each section is something completely different. So in my planner, I have a home section, a business section, freelance, daily, weekly, finances, and goal setting. So it don't have to be that robust. It could literally be a weekly and monthly planner that you purchased from Hobby Lobby, like a happy planner or something like that. And I love the happy planner because I'm able to take pages out and add pages as I need it. So I'm able to create a planner that works for me with the happy planner. So when it comes to having a planner, if you are trying to stay productive, if you're trying to get organized, if you are trying to just stay on top of things, because at times as moms, right, we just lose track of all of the appointments. We lose track of medicine that have to be given out. We lose track of, did my kid eat last night? We lose track of all of it, okay? But having a planner brings it all together and you're able to see it. So for me, I like my monthly layout because I'm able to get a top down view of my entire month. Okay, I know on this day we have family day. This day we have an appointment. This day we're out of school. And this day I know I need to fold clothes, or this day I know we're having tacos, right? So it's giving me a top down view of the entire month and the entire month. But then what happens is I then bring each section of my planner into my weekly view to kind of like pre-plan. What do I want my week to look like? With all these different pieces of my life, what do I want it to look like for my week, right? And then it's kind of like, okay, this is like me having a vision of my week. But we know, right? Having kids, having a family, having a job, having a side hustle, having all of the things, every day is different. Even though we plan our week to look a certain way, our day might not look the way we want it to, right? So that's why I have a daily section as well. Okay, so I kind of pre-plan my week, but then when it comes to daily, I do it for that day on that day. Because I might not have received any phone calls for me having to go nowhere, or any pop-up meetings I might need to attend, or anything like that. So I can kind of like focus in on the day. So that is why I have a monthly, a weekly, and a daily section. Do you need that? No, you don't. Okay, but what you do need is some type of system. So do you need a planner? I'm gonna say it again. Yes, you do, of some sort. It can literally be a notebook. Okay, a notebook. Have you ever saw those notebooks where at the top has the month, days of the week, and it goes from numbers 1 through 30, and you could just circle it. If you Even if you have that, right, to plan your day, that's good enough. As long as you're able to see what you have planned, what you need to accomplish, it helps you get organized. It helps you pretty much get a handle on things. So, I want to go over some pros and cons of having a planner. Okay, like I'm gonna be real, because sometimes having a planner, it all seems good in the beginning of the year when we're setting these goals, but then yeah, we kind of fall off. Okay, so a pro of having or using a planner is you're able to stay on top of appointments. As a mom, I feel like there's always an appointment of some sort, always, or a meeting of some sort. So normally, okay, I have some type of meeting at work every Wednesday. My son currently has tutoring twice a week. And currently, I am doing a hair removal process. Well, that appointment is roughly every other week. So, yet, if I did not have a planner, okay, I would not know, I would not remember what is what. So, I need you to understand, right, when it comes to your brain, okay, you don't need pretty much overwhelm or work that muscle to the point of where you start forgetting things, right? So your brain is just to hold information for a short period of time. So stop you trying to use your brain to hold long period of time information. So one thing I started doing was anything that pops in my mind, I just do a voice memo of it really quickly so that when I get home, I can listen to it and write it in my planner. So once I write it in my planner, or even I do the voice memo, it's out of my head. So if I'm driving and I'm like, oh crap, okay, I need to do this, 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 and this when I get home, or on the 13th, I need to do this, 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 and this, I would literally go into my phone and do a voice memo of me taking that thought out of my brain into my phone. So when I get home, I can take the information from the phone and put it into the planner. Because what happens is we be like, oh, I'm going to remember. If you have said, I'm going to remember, or told someone else to remind you, okay, first of all, like as a mom, I feel like we all have done it before. We all have told our kids, hey, when we get home, remind me to do so and so and so. When you get home, your kid is going for their room to play on their PlayStation. They're not stunting your problems. They're not stunting what you need to do. That is not their worry. So I have learned really quickly I cannot depend on my kids' young brain. Half of them are focused on something else and have a short attention span. So how can you think someone with a short attention span is going to be able to remember to tell you to take meat out when you get home? I'm just saying. So I stopped doing it because it wasn't working. I'm just saying, it just wasn't working. So what I started doing was just doing the voice memos so that when I got home, I could just plop it into my planner because it'd just be too much for me to try to remember, right? And I remember one time someone told me to put a rubber band on my hand. So whenever I see the rubber band, I know it's something I need to remember. I would forget the rubber band was on my hand. Y'all, when I tell you that it was a good idea. So I tried it. I did. I'm all open for trying new things. I promise you I am. I tried it. And, ooh, y'all, yeah, it didn't work out for me. So voice memo has been like the best thing for me. So maybe that might work for you. Well, another pro is you're able to organize your day, right? So think about it. How many times have you sat on a couch and you say to yourself, I'm supposed to be doing something right now. What is it? And then by the time you say, you know what, it's going to come to me, it comes to you too late. First of all, that has happened to me, and I know I'm not the only one, right? Like, I would be sitting there on the couch, like, okay, I am supposed to be doing something. And a movie's on, or I'm on my phone, and then I'm like, well, you know what, it'll come to me. By the time it comes to me, it's too late. And then guess what? It's dark outside, and I forget I'm supposed to be cooking dinner. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So I know, right? With it being I'm able to organize my day. Like today, prime example. My first block of my day is recording. That's my first block. My second block is where my husband goes to work and I take over the house. So with it being I take over the house, I need to cook, I need to, straighten up, take clothes out for the week and things like that. So I know that is my day. But the issue then comes with the block where I'm supposed to be recording. What do I need to record, right? So I keep that organized in my planner. The next block where I'm supposed to be taking care of the house and taking care of the kids, I am making sure I have it written down. Okay, what are we eating for dinner? What do I need to cook? So then I know I need to, organize the clothes for the week. And I also need to make sure my son's book bag is packed for Monday. He was out for fall break. I could only imagine his current book bag state, not having his keys and all the good stuff. So anyway, so having a planner, one pro is it helps you organize your day. Next pro is it lessens your overwhelm. Think about how overwhelming it is to always be on go mode or always be on I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing mode or not knowing what goals you're trying to accomplish for the day or what you're supposed to be focused on, what appointments your kids have. Picture not knowing all of that and just kind of just being overwhelmed by the thought of it. It helps you map it out, okay? And then you're able to map out, okay, I double booked an appointment. If I did not map that out, I would have missed something. I need to call and reschedule, right? Then next, by lessening the overwhelm, you're able to say, okay, this is too much I'm trying to accomplish in one day. I need to scale it back somewhere. I need to put something on a different day if I can. So it I know it has helped me lessen the overwhelm. Like, I'm like, okay, realistically speaking, I only have a couple of hours a day to work on set tasks. I only have a couple of hours a day to focus on these goals. I only have a couple of hours a day to attend appointments or schedule appointments. I can only schedule appointments during these times or on these off days, right? So that is how it has helped me lessen my overwhelm. So now let's get into the cons of a planner. As you know, everything has pros and cons, and I'm gonna tell you what my cons are with a planner in general. Okay, so first con is there's so many different types of planners. And the only way you know what is best is if you try it. Because what works for me might not work for you, right? No matter how much planner videos I create, that might not be a system for you. Okay, so that is like the first con that I've noticed. It took me a while to get where I'm at with my planner. So it's just a lot of different types. Like, do you want the disc bound? Do you want a ring bound? Do you want like a notebook bound? You know what I mean? There's so many different types, so many different type of layouts. And the only way you know what will work is if you try it. Only way. So that comes with money, right? And being stuck with a bunch of planners. So obviously you have to spend money to figure it out. And then if you don't like it, you're stuck with the planner, right? So yeah, that's like the biggest con for me that I've been through for a long time trying to find the right planner. I've heard people say they feel limited when it comes to a planner. Like they feel like their day isn't free. I know that's a con because what's a con for me is because I need structure. I need to be organized. I need to know what my day is going to be like, opposed to just me being able to sit on my couch and not know what I need to do. But don't view it as being limited. Just schedule some free time to have that freedom that you're looking for. I'm just saying. The last con is a con I think all people have been through when it comes to a planner, and that is forgetting to actually keep up with the planner. Actually forgetting that you have a planner, right? Like, yeah. So you have the planner, you use it once in a blue, whenever you remember. You're still not organized. You're still not organized because you're not using it to its full capacity. So yeah, it's a con because if you don't use it consistently, it's not going to work for you, right? So you have to be consistent with it. And like even with me, like sometimes before I had a daily section, I was forgetting my planner. I would just leave it anywhere in the house. Like behind the TV, it would be in the kitchen, next to my bed, in my closet, right? It would be everywhere but where it needed to be. So now I try to stay consistent as much as possible with my planner when it comes to that because it helps me stay organized. I'm just saying. So when it comes to do you need a planner to be productive? Yes. Yes, you do. I can't see someone without some type of planner, organizational method, some type of daily routine, even if it's a digital planner or even if it's you keeping up with things in your Google Calendar. That is a form of a calendar, of a planner of some type. So I can't see a person not having a planner at all.